It was Maharishi who said that during the phase transition, people would go insane in the streets and there would be mass destruction. It was Charlie Lutz who was enlightened and was helping Maharishi. It was Charlie who said that during the phase transition, there would be martial law. He used to say things that Maharishi wouldn't say because Maharishi was always in the spotlight in the press and on television and so forth. 525 militias are comprised mostly of veterans with highly trained fighters training them all over the country. They demonstrated those skills in their attack on the Capitol on January 6th. So, will they be there on June 14th for the parade/protest? Watching Trump's speech to the military today made me wonder which side the military is on. I'll show you that clip in a minute. He was really rousing them, and they were really cheering. He created the chaos in LA, and he's blaming the protesters, instigators, paid instigators. The police quelled it. They didn't need the army. And the more Trump's military incites the masses, the more they protest, and the more Trump feels he has to have his military take over. He says there are paid instigators. I suspect he's the one paying his instigators. That would make far more sense to me. Watch these clips in a moment. I found them on The Warning. Back when I said that the generals have sworn an oath to support the Constitution and not obey an unlawful order, like turn their guns on American citizens, which is unconstitutional. A real general was the top general in the military at that time. Now, the leader of the military is not a general. He's MAGA Pete Hegseth, and things have changed. He's not a general, but a major in the Army Reserve. Trump's man. Now it looks like it could go either way. Is the military going to arrest Trump or follow Trump? Are the generals going to overthrow Pete Hegseth? Or turn their tails between their legs and run? I don't think so. Or is the military going to split, just like the nation is split, and fight each other along with the citizens? Do the generals know who the MAGAs are in the military? I would hope they had made a survey of some kind by now. I saw a split happen on video in a Southeast Asian country where the military is gathered in the streets, and at the sound of an alarm, half of them ran in one direction and the other half ran in the opposite direction, and they started shooting at each other. In these clips, it will make you wonder what's going to happen here on June 14th. Ketu and Mars is really two Mars because Ketu behaves like Mars. They're already heating things up Mars has been there for a while. And this is why we had the LA thing. The moon, a very destructive graha for Trump, will be in his 6th house of politics during that, on that day, the 14th. And that's also the nation's harmony destroyed. And did I mention that both Trump and the United States are in Rahu Dasha? Rahu ruling them generally, no matter whatever else happens, whatever planetary positions we have, Rahu is still dominating. Here's the clip.
Booed an American governor and the elected mayor of Los Angeles. Let's watch.
In Los Angeles, the governor of California, the mayor of Los Angeles, they're incompetent, and they paid troublemakers, agitators, and insurrectionists. They're engaged in this willful attempt to nullify federal law and aid the occupation of the city by criminal invaders. That's what it is.
This was a campaign rally, a MAGA rally, and the troopers were the props and the cheerleaders. Where they should have sat still, they oohed and they awed, they shouted and they cheered.
Fake news. What I have to put up with.
Including, tragically, the black soldier clapping for the renaming of a base after Robert E. Lee, who, if he was there, would have chained that soldier and sent him back into slavery.
And Fort Robert E. Lee. We won a lot of battles out of those forts. It's no time to change.
There is no desecration greater than seeing American soldiers wildly cheer for Pete Hegseth when he says this.
Standards, accountability, readiness, training, warfighting, lethality. We're not a college or a university. We're not interested in your woke garbage and your political correctness. We're warfighters who close with and destroy the enemy on behalf of our nation when we come home.
This is the price of having Fox News on in every military PX, on as the station of choice on almost every base in America. Obviously, a radicalized military. They defend the nation. They swear an oath to the Constitution. Seeing them riled up by their commander-in-chief and turned against their fellow citizens, while the Secretary of Defense simultaneously talks about his soldiers are stone-eyed, clear-eyed killers, and they're needed in LA. What could go wrong? We have arrived at a very dangerous hour in the United States where Donald Trump is foreshadowing the deployment of the United States military into the interior of the country for law enforcement purposes, which will only be legal when he declares that the country is in a state of insurrection. Now, here's the truth. Let me show you what an insurrection looks like. January 6th, 2021.
We won the war, and we're the only country that didn't celebrate it. And we're going to be celebrating big on Saturday. We're going to have a lot of, and if there's any protester that wants to come out, they will be met with very big force. By the way, for those people that want to protest, they're going to be met with very big force. And I haven't even heard about a protest, but, you know, this is people that hate our country. But they will be met with very heavy force.
Get back! Get back! Get back! Get back!
But it doesn't matter whose side the military is on. Any way it goes, There's going to be total chaos and mass destruction. And on June 14th, Rump's birthday military parade. The plan is to have protests in 150 major cities and 2 million protesters against Trump in the same town, Washington, D.C., as Trump's military parade goes on in D.C. One death of one protester from Trump's new military machine, who, as Hegseth said, are ready to kill, that will be the end. And Maharishi's promise that people will go insane in the streets will be fulfilled. For the nation, Ketu is in the 9th house of the United States, in the house of good fortune, destroying good fortune of the nation. The 9th house is also state governments. Ketu creates war, and it has Mars there with it, the planet of war. Ketu behaves like Mars too. It's destruction, and it will be with Mars, destruction. And another Mars, because Trump was born with Mars there. He's always destructive in some way. Mars does it. His whole life. Ketu brings revelations too, like the Epstein files. And Ketu's going to be there for a year and a half. We have only a few months left of Kali Yuga anyway. There are 6 groups of 10,000 siddhas each, forming all over the world. Well, we already have 6. That's 5 in India and 1 in Brazil. And we're building more. But we do not have a group here in the United States. Certainly not in time for the 14th. Maharishi's other warning: those who come to Fairfield now come with dignity. Those who come later come as refugees.